evening, everyone. Welcome to Build Your Best Life. You are watching the Blueprint for Success broadcast, and I am your host this evening. My name is Jocelyn Charles. I am a mother of two, an entrepreneur, and I work full time. All the things. We wear many hats, right? Well, I am grateful to still be here with you this evening to talk to you and our guest, who is Miss Denise Dinkens. We're going to talk about Upward Bound, Build Together. Hello, Denise. How are you doing this evening? Hello, hello. Oh, wow. Okay. Testing, testing. One, two, three. Testing, testing. Just one moment, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear me. Testing, testing. Just one moment, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't hear. Oh my God, I cannot hear anything. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and I was
I
able to
can't
hear
hear you.
on you have your volume up on your device.
Uh,
I can hear you just fine. Hmm.
oh wow. You can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Let's see. Okay, Coach Deborah can hear. I think something must be going on your device. Ladies and gentlemen, just hold on. We have an awesome topic for you this evening. And you know how technology is. Technology can trip the best of us up. And so Miss Denise Dinkins will be right back on as she make the necessary adjustments. Miss Denise, can you hear me now?
No. Oh my gosh. Um, I'm gonna go out and try to come back in.
Okay.
Okay.
I hope everyone is having a wonderful Tuesday evening. I want to ask each of you to keep Coach Deborah Smith and Mr. Dan lifted up in prayer and feel a little bit under the weather. That's why I'm here with you today, but I am grateful to be able to fill in for Coach Deborah. Miss Denise is bringing her expertise about Upward Bound Building Together. She is an educator and she works with teenage students every day, and she is going to share her knowledge and her wisdom.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh wow.
Listen, I was telling you, yes, it's just a little technical difficulties, but we will
Yeah.
work through it. We will work
Yes.
through it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you had the right idea. And here we go, rocking and rolling. I
Yes.
want to thank you again for joining us this evening. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a little challenging the last couple of weeks, but I'm good. I'm glad I'm here. I'm blessed by the Lord to be here.
Awesome, awesome. Well, you're looking great. Whatever you've been through, you don't look like it. So you looking good.
Thank you.
Um, so we're going to talk about Upward Bound Building Together. I know
Yeah.
you are an educator. How long you been in education?
Well, I've been in higher education for 4 years in the upper bound department at Jarvis Christian University, but I've been familiar with this type of program for over 30 some years. It's been a long time, and
Okay.
I kind of had forgotten about it until I got employed in it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember now."
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to pick your brain. We got some questions for you.
Okay.
What are some of the biggest challenges you see students facing today, academically, emotionally, or socially?
Wow, that is a great question. And then for all three of those areas, I do see that in the Upward Bound program. When it comes to, I would just start out with academically. It's because first, let me give you some context. Upward Bound is for first gen students, and that's students whose parents has never gone to college, or not just gone to college, haven't graduated with a bachelor's degree. Okay, and so in that they don't have a lot of content about going to college and what it takes to, at that level and things of that nature and the processes. And so I think that that still may be happening in their lives as well. Education is just not as high up on the priority scale because it's a lot of times it's more about their survival life, how they're going to make their next meal happen, or and it's not them, it's the parents that have to deal with those things. But we know that when we have children in our household, we're all affected by it. And so I think that becomes some challenges, and the focuses get off, and because there's so much, stress and strain that may be happening in the home. And that's where the emotional side could come, where you find a lot of students, and this is students in general, they really been dealing with a lot of stress and emotional strains about a lot of things, like depression is so high, the suicide rate is so high, and for young kids, And so I just think it's support. It's just having the right support and reaching out to that support. Now, that's another thing I definitely have noticed being in Upper Bound. They just don't know how to reach out for it because where's the pathway for it? They don't have these steps. And that's what Upward Bound is there for, is to create pathways. And that's pathway for success in their lives, their education, and moving forward. And that just affects everything.
I love the Upward Bound program. What you shared about it, I haven't heard that terminology before, but
Hmm.
it is so important to have a system in place where young adults, teenagers, and growing into young adulthood are
Hmm.
wanting to pursue that college career, that college degree,
Yeah.
and they don't necessarily have someone to lean on at home. They
Hmm.
have mentors and specialists to give them the direction, the motivation, and encouragement that they need. I think that's very important.
Yeah. And let me add to that. Not only just saying the administrator or staff and things, we hire other students, and they're our student workers who have been Upward Bound students before, or they're just college students, and now they get that firsthand, back and forth experience, having a college student to be there to mentor them, to give them encouragement, to let them know, hey, this is what you got to look forward to when you come to college. And I think that just makes it such a great support for them overall, having all those areas, not just the staff, but our student workers. And I think that's just so key for them because they're closer to them in age, of course. And so they may want to listen to them and lean on them a little bit more than they would for, say, someone like me, that, I've been around a while.
Right,
But we
right.
do our best to try to
Someone
reach
like
them.
they see someone like us, they think of their parents, right? And so when they
Hmm.
see one that's just, a few years older than them, they will open up more and ask more questions. That is very, very smart to
Absolutely.
get them into the program. So
Absolutely.
tell me, Denise, who influences the decisions of the teenagers, these students on their way to the your type of program? And do you think it is a good thing?
Well, what we really love about how our students get into our program is students that are already in there. They are our biggest recruiters. And so we use them a lot. We say, okay, we need you to get your friends, get your cousins, get your sisters. And so we try to get them to bring on someone that they know. It makes it easier for them to say, okay, I want to be in a program like this because, for instance, our summer residential is coming up. And what happens during the summer residential, they get to stay on campus. And so that could be a little intimidating. You got to leave home, and you're away from parents, you're away from your other, surroundings for like 4 or 5 days. And then, okay, am I here with someone that I know? Who they're going to hook me up with? Because they're always concerned about who's my roommate. And so
Mhm.
we're always encouraging them, go get your roommate. Go ask your friend to join you with this. And so it's having them, that buddy system has been the greatest influence to helping them to come aboard. And then we use tools like our recruiting tools when we go out, showing them different things that are activities that we've done. So they love to know about where places we've gone because during the summer trip, during the summer session, they go on an all expense paid trip. And that trip can take them out of the state. We go to different colleges. We go see the cities. We teach them about other cultural things. It's an enhancement, enrichment trip. And so they get excited about those things as well. And then not all programs do, but ours do. We give them a little change in their pocket. They love that. That influences them a lot to know they may get a little stipend. So we have a stipend, and they look forward to their little stipend every month. But it's also they won't get it unless they're participating, and so they know that that's another part. So we have those things in place that's been very instrumental in keeping our students coming and returning, and then bringing others with them.
Well, tell me, how do parents and students alike find out about your program?
Okay. One of the things hitting the ground running in the fall, we do recruiting at the schools, at the high schools that we're targeting. And then for our program at Jarvis, we're targeting around five different schools. And so I go to each one. My supervisor, she goes as well. And we just sit out in the cafeteria and invite them. Or I do presentations in the classrooms. It's the parents is the second layer. The first layer is the student.
Oh,
After we've kind of got the student, they then need to go to their parents. We get their contact information. Then we make the phone calls to back that up. And that's when we get the parents involved. And so they sometimes call to hear more about it. Then they get excited about it. We'll have an orientation where they can come and learn about it. And that further just like they really get excited when we bring them to the orientation and we tell them step by step what's involved with their child, making sure they know they're going to be safe when they're here on campus with us. And it's not just a summer program, it's an all year round program. So we even meet them during the fall and spring twice a month for like 4 months out of the semester. And so they understand it's an all year round program, and they're excited about it, especially with having something for their kid to do, especially in the summer. Because it's
no,
like there's no need for you to sit here at home. You got somewhere you can go.
yeah, and
And
when you
especially
sit idle, you get into stuff you have no business getting into, and you want to make sure your child is on the right path
um,
to going into adulthood so they can be responsible members of society, right?
exactly, exactly. And we work on those things. That's when they're here for the summer. Not only do they have academic classes, because we focus on academics, and then we have workshops. We bring in different experts for different things, careers, finances, financial literacy, personal hygiene. We're talking about personal care, self care, health care. They love it when we have our Zumba classes. And so we do a lot of physical activity. They play sports and all of those kinds of things. So we kind of take advantage of the whole campus environment.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Tell me, or the audience actually, what have they taught you as
Mm.
what have they taught you?
What I've seen the most is their courageousness to step out of their comfort zone, to try something new, because it's a little, when you think about it, it's not easy uh, doing something new or something that you've never heard of before. And so watching their courage to try something new, it's sometimes we have to pull teeth to try to get their feedback. They pretty, it's pretty hard trying to get them to see. But then every now and then, did you just see a glow? Um, I one student, I remember my first semester there, first summer, the mom came after a week later said, I've never seen this kind of change in my child.
Yeah.
Y'all are doing phenomenal. Keep it up. It just kind of it transformed them if they especially take advantage of it. And some of them taking advantage of it a lot quicker than others, and they realize, hey, I got a great opportunity here. Some you still gonna have those kids that just they, you got to keep on knocking.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so we just keep pushing. We don't give up on them. A lot of them are great scholars. We find that their GPAs stay up or go up because we do offer tutoring, whatever services we can provide to help them academically. We try to make sure that they have it. And so it's just seeing them grow and blossom. That's really encouraging for me. And knowing that, hey, if these babies can do it, anybody can.
Amen. That's good. That's the word I was thinking of. They blossom. I've had that experience seeing my baby girl go off to a camp in the summertime. You can just see it in the way they just glow.
Mhm.
It takes a lot of time for children or teenagers. I'm calling them children, but I know they grow into
Mhm.
young adults to separate from the nest
Yeah,
because being at home with mom or dad or both parents, they're in their comfort zone and they need to be exposed to life outside of the home,
right.
seeing other students and how they manage and get by. And then some of the things that parents, sometimes we harp on certain things you were talking about, other things you show them with taking care of hygiene, etc., etc. They receive it when it comes from someone else. They receive it differently,
Yeah,
and they really have an understanding, a better understanding how important it is.
right, right. And that supports the parents. That gives them the support they need because now they have because it takes a village. It
It,
takes a village, and we're just a part of that village. And they'll really appreciate the type of work that we do.
yes. Well, how do you see your students handling peer pressure?
Hmm. Well, that sometimes is a challenge because they are all driven by a lot of peer pressure today, and I haven't like gotten so involved individually with everybody to see what they're doing. But when they're on campus, um, we tend to do what we call come to Jesus meetings, and we talk it out. We try to get them to work it out. We try to provide them with the tools that they need. Always looking for things like how to communicate better. We have different softwares to, kind of pick their brains on that. And, you just got to continue to plant the seeds that you can make it through on your own. You don't have to be a follower. You are leaders. That's another thing you are leaders, and so we want you to act like leaders, think like leaders, be leaders. But, they do tend to follow a lot. But what I do like so special about our program, we bring students from different schools. And when we have activities, we're always mixing them up. We try to make sure that, hey, this is not a this school or that school. It's a all, you're here at Jarvis, you're upward bound. And that's what we stress. You are upward bound. And so I think with that, um, they take that with them, and we haven't heard a whole lot of issues that they've had, because that's another thing. If they're having trouble at school and home and things of that nature and it gets to us, then we get to help them in another way and say, hey, we can't tolerate you being like that. That's not a part of the standards of this program. And so if you cannot change that or handle that, that means you won't be in the program. You won't be active. And so they know that, hey, this is what I'll be jeopardizing. So I better stay on the straight and narrow. So
Great.
we don't have many that will have, but you do have some that we have to tend to just go a little above to try to give them the help that they need to handle peer pressure.
Okay.
Mhm.
What impact do you hope to leave on your students?
Mm, that's a great question. I always want them to know that they can do it. They can do it. Um, and this is making me think of one that I've been talking to. that is a little hesitant to go off like out of state. But this student has 13 college acceptances. One of my seniors, right? So I'm like, wow. And it's all over the country. But they're very hesitant to leave the nest or to leave. And so I keep just trying to encourage, you really can do this if you really believe this is where you want to go. So I always reach out to where's your heart? What is it you want to really accomplish? So starting with what their goals are, then it's like, okay, what lines up with your goal? Which institution? Where? How can it, and then we just start having conversations about real life examples of what it could look like. And so I just want them to always know that they can go above and beyond what they may have imagined. And I just want them to have that courage to step outside. And even if they don't do it right away, when we have the conversation, when I walk away, they say, but I think I may do that later. As long as I get a but, then I like, okay, I got a little hope right there. Cause I
Yes.
just want them to have that hope that they can do it. They can go, they can shoot for the stars. I just want them to know that they too can make it just like anybody else.
And you're encouraging them. Do you sometimes find that they may be an underlying issue, maybe, a situation at home or a situation with parents, which is why
Mm,
they're not afraid because the parents may have not accomplished, or as you said,
mm,
the reason why this program was developed.
yeah.
Do you find there are
So now,
underlying issues why they
yeah,
don't
so
go off and go to school?
absolutely. Sorry for interrupting. Now you're bringing me to where I'm going to be doing my dissertation on. And
Okay,
I
great.
have discovered there it's a lot to do with how to support their family, how just the fear of being away, we've never really been away, a lot of them tend, and then this is a rural area that I'm working in. So where they don't get to go a lot of places often. So not even being in your own city is not like a whole lot to do, right? So you coming from a small town to go to a big city, well, how you gonna manage that? I don't know what it's like living in a big city. So it's those types of things and those barriers that has to be broken through. And it's a challenge. And it's been like that for first gen students for a long time. And this is where I'm actually working with the institution what type of program can be put in place to support and help the students. But it's not when they are I'm noticing it's not so much once they get on campus, it's in a program like the one I'm in. It's before they get to that campus. What else can be put in place to really support them in understanding that when you do step out, you will be okay because you have this to help you manage. And so it's finding resources. The resources is going to be key because that's where it's limited for them in their lives because they've been the one helping. They help with taking care of brothers, sisters that are younger. So they are the child care providers. They get jobs and they help with taking care of the bills. So now, like if I go off to college, who's going to do all those things? But
Mhm.
that's when we just have, and now we got to talk about not just to help the students, how we going to help that family. So it becomes a lot of layers to deal with to get them to keep moving forward.
Okay. I think it's awesome what you guys do. I really do. I love these programs that prepare students to help them in their next journey in life, because
Mhm.
a lot of students fall through the gaps,
Yeah,
and through the cracks rather. And
right.
I think that's pretty awesome. So before we close, I have another question. How can mentors and students alike, hold themselves and each other accountable?
So let me clarify. You mean like if I was speaking to a group of mentors, how can they hold themselves accountable or hold the students accountable?
Hold themselves accountable.
hold
Mhm.
themselves accountable with dealing with this type of program?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
So I would say don't push the student away if they are not, doing it the way you think they should be doing it, or how it's always stay open, always create an open space, safe space. Um, don't try to put yourself in their life. Just let their life be their life.
Mhm.
And empathy is huge. If you have good empathy, you can go a long way with that. They need to know that they're being heard. And like I said, when I was talking to the students, I just give options, but I was like, it's up to you. It's still up to you. I still leave the ball in their court. Um, Mentors, we have to just be there, care, support, and just show light when you can, to whatever they're dealing with, but you got to let them have the choice to make it.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Ms. Denise, thank you
Mhm.
so much for sharing your expertise and more about the Upward Bound program. I absolutely love it. And I know as our audience tune in today, please make sure you share this with other family members who have juniors and seniors in high school, things of that nature, so that they can get this information. So make sure you share, 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 and follow
Yes.
the Build Your Best Life page. Yes,
May I say something on that?
absolutely.
Please share it, because I want to give a TSA. This program is in jeopardy, along with others like this, with the country and the administration that we have, of trying to shut us down, or just close the doors.
Mhm.
Let's keep the doors open. If you've been a part of an Upward Bound program, and this is Trio, you can find Trio. Just go online, Google it. Um, please support Upward Bound programs like this one. Our voices, we have got to speak up for these kids, for our students, because this cannot go away. This has been around over 50 something, almost 60 years, and it's been a blessing to millions of people. I've been to conferences and seen some of them come back and speak, and they're doctors, they're lawyers, they're senators, they're actors, they're performers, they're teachers, they are everyone, but someone gave them a chance through this program. And we want to continue to give our students this opportunity. So if you know of first gen students, or you think you are, check your local colleges, and they're not all over. So you have to definitely look and see if it's in your area, because we don't service everybody. Like, I can't have somebody come from Dallas to be in our program. They have to be in our target area, because this is grant funded. And so we follow those guidelines, but please stress that this is important for us to keep. So let's take it to the Capitol Hill and let them know. Leave Upward Bound going strong, because Trio works.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And before we close, I want to ask for you to share your contact information, even for students or parents who are watching this. They may not be in your area, before a resource connection, just to be pointed in the right direction. How can
Sure.
people get in contact with you?
Okay, I'll give you two emails. One, it's upwardbound@jarvis.edu, and it's all together, upwardbound@jarvis.edu. And then my email is ddinkens, and my last name is dinkens@jarvis.edu.
Upwardbound at jarvis.edu.
Yes.
Okay, I'll put that one in the chat.
And then my personal is ddinkens@jarvis.edu.
At jarvis.edu. There you go, ladies and
And you
gentlemen.
can also reach me on LinkedIn, Denise Dinkens.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're
This
welcome.
has been very informative. For I've heard a trio. When you said trio, then the light bulb went out. Yeah, I remember
Yes.
this program. But
Yeah.
at the time as a parent, I still didn't understand what the program was. I knew it was helping students
Mm-hmm.
for their path towards college, but
Right.
I didn't understand the target students. I didn't know what
Right.
that was. But thank
So,
you.
and the target for Upward Bound is high school, but at the college level, it's student support services. So they
Okay.
do have TRIO at the college level. So once our students go from high school and they're in college, they have to check with their schools to see if they have the student support services under TRIO. And then there's another one called McNair. That one really got hit hard with a lot of funding being taken away. That is to get your doctoral degree. It's to go, to go higher up in higher education, master's or doctoral degree. So it's at all levels. There's like 8 different TRIO programs. So it's some great things out there. Mhm.
I love the support that we're doing in the community, and we're just going to pray. We're going to keep the word out there with students keep enrolling and
Mhm.
pray that the ultimate power at B will keep this program
Yes.
in place.
Yes.
Thank you again, Denise. This has been very helpful and very eye opening. I appreciate your time. I look forward
Yes.
to having you on again. It's been a pleasure.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure you share this with parents, young adults, students still in high school. See if they qualify, if they're interested in this, and especially household with young men looking to pursue their college education. We want to make sure that we're doing all that we can to equip them to be prepared for that next level and step in life. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in. You have a good night.
Good night.